I'm Ron.
And I'm John.
And this is your Charge Report for November 14th.
And now time for some world news. This past week, the anniversary of the Berlin Wall was celebrated with the releasing of some 8,000 balloons. Tens of thousands of people attended this event. As many know, the Berlin Wall was built to keep people from escaping communism in the East. White balloons were perched on top of 3.6-meter poles to match the height of the wall and released one by one to represent the breaching and removal of the walls by crowds of protesters. This marked the 25th anniversary of the destruction of the wall.
Robert Plant, former lead singer of the band Led Zeppelin, was offered $800 million to partake in a reunion tour. The only problem, when handed the contract, the rock star ripped up the paperwork on site after requesting 40 hours to make his decision. Richard Branson, the CEO of Virgin Airlines, was the one offering the expensive tour payout. The rest of the surviving band members jumped aboard as soon as they were offered, and the drummer, John Bonham, was to be honored through the presence of his son, Jason. The concert seemed to be an attempt for Virgin Airlines to clean their name to the common public's eyes. After a test rocket crashed in the California desert, killing one of their pilots, and the other one was seriously injured.
The National Guard will be ready to assist law enforcement in Missouri if trouble erupts after a grand jury headed to indict a white police officer who fatally shot an unarmed black man in Ferguson. Governor Jay Nixon stated that violence will not be tolerated.
An iron gate was stolen from the Nazi concentration camp Dachau. The gate had the famous words, Arib mach frei, which ironically mean, work sets you free. The slogan was also found on the famous Auschwitz. Apparently it's very popular, still a slogan of protest of remembering the crimes that were committed at these camps.
Now let's send it off to Sunny with the weather.
Hello, my name is Sunny, and I'm going to do my best to make it sunny for you. But by the looks of it, that probably won't happen until Monday. Today is going to be very chilly with a low of 23 degrees. Luckily, though, there is no chance of snow for now. Tomorrow, it'll be a little warmer with a low of 31 degrees. And Sunday is when you're going to want to bring out the snow boots because it's going to be 25 degrees with a good chance of snow. On this day in 1902, it was 79 degrees and sunny. And unfortunately, it's nothing like that today. Now back to the guys in the studio.
Awesome weather, and now time for some school news.
It's hard to believe that next Tuesday we'll be receiving our second quarter midterm reports. This school year is already almost halfway over, and students are quickly running out of time to raise their scores and get that respectable GPA many strive for. Students are also encouraged to make up any missed tests or quizzes before it is too late so that they do not receive zeros.
The GSP application deadline is swiftly approaching, and students are scrambling all over the place in search of advice on how to make their application good enough before December 5th, with hopes of moving on and possibly getting accepted. The biggest piece of advice one can give is to not procrastinate. The process is long, and those who have yet to start have a lot of catching up to do if their goal is to be one of the few chosen.
For those of you looking to become career ready, the next ASVAB date is not too far away, November 20th to be exact. If you don't know, the ASVAB is a multiple choice test similarly to the ACT, and is often used to determine qualification for enlistment in the United States Armed Forces. It also helps one decide which military branch is right for them if they so choose to join.
The Homework Help Center is still available for everyone in need of assistance in subjects such as math or English. Students can stay after school every Tuesday with a personal tutor to get help with whatever they may need. If anyone has any questions regarding the Homework Help Center, or if you would like to sign up as a tutor, feel free to ask Ms. Burke or Ms. Shockey for further details. And now time for your field report.
On Veterans Day, Boadies held a ceremony to recognize the men and women who have served our country. We then ran around the school to see what people thought.
I'm here with
Lieutenant Owens,
Tracy Burke,
Mr. Edwards,
Jared Reardon,
Paul Valdez. Mr. Edwards, how do you think the Veterans Day Assembly went?
I thought it went very well organized. I thought the songs and the poem and just the whole deal with the table for missing in action soldiers, I thought it all just went really, really well.
I thought it was very well organized and a good tribute, patriotic tribute for just an important day that we should remember.
I think that it went fantastic. We put a whole lot of planning into it, and the execution of it was very good.
Thought it was pretty interesting and fun. I liked it. At least we did something for veterans.
What was your favorite part about the assembly?
When the choir sang "Lean on Me."
Well, I liked when every veteran walked in with their branch of service. It was really cool to see. You know, we had a World War II veteran here, and so we went from World War II all the way down to Afghanistan. I thought that was really cool, and I was really proud to be walking in a line with those guys because I always view that generation as the greatest generation. So it was really cool.
My favorite part, I mean, it's hard to pick my favorite part. I think probably the most emotional part was the playing of taps.
I think, unlike a lot of other ceremonies that we've had or remembrances of Veterans Day, we've never really included the veterans in the community. So the fact that they were able to walk in today and then stand up and be individually recognized for the conflicts that they were represented in was a really great accomplishment for the entire school to really kind of reflect on the fact that as a community, one of the reasons why we're here is because of their sacrifices.
Okay. Do you actually have anyone in your family in the military?
Yes, I do. My cousin is.
There are a lot of people in my life that are in the military. Yes, my grandfather served, my great uncle, my uncle. I have a former student who's pretty close to the family who's current in the military right now. Yes.
What branch of military were you actually in?
I was in the United States Navy. I was in there from 1988 to 1996, telling my age there. I was a hospital corpsman, which basically what I did is I had medical support for the Navy and also for the Marines, and I was in Fleet Hospital 11. So,
How do you feel about some of your students already swearing in and enlisting?
I think that they're making a great choice in their life for something that in this economy is really going to benefit them and bring them a lot of stability. One of the biggest things that I always worry about is that they only have 4 years in this program to learn as much as I can try to teach them about the military, and then they're going to have to go learn on their own. So I try to cram in as much information as I can, really.
I heard that you enlisted to the military.
Yes, I did.
What made you think about enlisting?
The honor of it, going to Arlington Cemetery and seeing just the professionality of it, and I just realized that's something I want to do with my life.
I respect that a lot. When did you finally enlist?
I enlisted October 17th, day after my 18th birthday.
Oh, that's pretty cool. And what branch are you going to go in?
Army.
Sweet. So what are your future goals and stuff?
I'm enlisting with 11 X-ray infantrymen, so I'm going in as an infantry, and I hope to go to airborne school and then ranger school. I want to become a United States Army Ranger.
We would now like to take the time to recognize those who have served and are still serving our country, and congratulate those who have enlisted.
Interesting field report. And now time for the school calendar.
Hello, I'm Austin.
And I'm Connor.
And we're here with the school calendar from November 15th to the 22nd. The 15th, there's a boys basketball varsity scrimmage at Taylor County and a cheerleading competition at Eastside.
November 16th, there's a volleyball banquet in the big gym, 6 to 8.
The 17th is a choir concert at St. Francis.
November 18th is a boys basketball, freshman, JV, and varsity scrimmage at Central High School.
And the 20th, there's Bullitt East High School boys and girls bowling at North Bullitt.
And November 22nd is a girls basketball Hooperama tournament in both gyms.
Now over to Zach with some plugged-in news.
Hey guys, I'm Zach Neese, and this is Plugged In. Blizzard, the company that made World of Warcraft and StarCraft, has announced that they are making a new IP, which stands for Intellectual Property. And the last new IP that was made from Blizzard was StarCraft, which came out in 1998. And their new IP is called Overwatch. It is a team-based shooter very similar to Team Fortress 2. People instantly fell in love with this game when they saw it at BlizzCon 2014. Let's take a quick look at a gameplay trailer. A lot of things have been happening in movies lately. Toy Story 4 is slated to be released in 2017, and the original film director John Lasseter is going to direct it. According to Lasseter, Toy Story 4 will be a love story that picks up where the previous film left off, with Andy giving his toys to a young girl named Bonnie. There will also be a few more notable directors working on this, such as Pete Docter, the director of Up, and Andrew Stanton, the director of Finding Nemo. So this is truly coming from a very talented team of Pixar directors. Next up, Star Wars The Force Awakens is the name of the new Star Wars movie. Disney revealed the title of the 7th Star Wars movie on the final day of production at Pinewood Studios. There isn't much else that has been officially released about the movie yet. Back to you guys.
I'm John.
And I'm Ron. And remember, trivia work is better than real work.
I'm Nick.
I'm Lauren.
I'm Ethan.
And I'm Tyler. And
this is your Red Zone Sports Report. And now on to our pro sports buzzer beater round.
Shout, let it all out.
The Cleveland Browns end up on top at number 1 for the first time in 20 years. Now the question is, do they have what it takes to make it through the playoffs?
The Cleveland Browns, they're doing really good this season. And it seems like all of a sudden Cleveland Brown fans are all over the place. And I don't know, maybe they've been in hibernation or something. But 20 years, they seem to be a worthy opponent. In past seasons they seem to have come off as a joke team. But I think they'll do all right in the playoffs this year.
There's a difference between the Cleveland Browns and the previous Super Bowl champions. You look at last year with the Seattle Seahawks. You go back to the Tom Brady era in the early 2000s. He won 3 Super Bowls. The Peyton Mannings of the world. These teams all have great quarterbacks. Brian Hoyer, the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, I wouldn't exactly say is a top-level quarterback. And in today's league, you must have a credible quarterback to survive in the playoffs.
In my opinion, the Cleveland Browns, right now they're number 1 in the AFC North, and they are number 5 overall in the whole NFL. In the region, they have the Bengals, Steelers, and Ravens, which are all just average teams except for the Steelers. And in my opinion, since their record is 6-3, but one of their losses was to Jacksonville Jaguars, who've only had 1 win on the season, I do not see them as a threatable playoff team, and I don't think they will maintain success.
And now on to the field report.
With cheerleading season getting started up, I figured that we'd find out people at Bullitt East think that cheerleading is a sport. Oh, look, it's Robert Hartley. Robert, do you think cheerleading is a sport?
Ooh, it's a sticky topic, but no, I don't think it's a sport.
I'm here with
Becn Armstrong.
And
Kylie.
Are you gals cheerleaders?
Yes.
Yeah.
How long have you been cheering for?
Since I was 5.
Since I was 3.
So the real important question is, do you girls think cheerleading is a sport?
Are you really asking me that?
Yes.
Yes, cheerleading is a sport.
Why, Brooke-Ann?
Because it's competitive. It takes physical exertion, talent. There's coaching, and there's always competition. And even though it's a judged event, that doesn't mean that it's not a sport. If people think that it's not a sport because they say it's a judged event, they are slighting every sport in the Olympics, such as wrestling, gymnastics, ice skating, and plenty of other sports.
Kylie Deja Johnson, do you think cheerleading is a sport?
Yes.
Why?
Everything she just said times 10.
Everything Brooke-Ann said times 10. Okay. What is your gal's opinions on male cheerleaders?
Well, personally, I have a couple that I really like.
Who?
Well, you and Alex. Shout out to Alex. Shout out to Sam Lowe and Deshaun. I just think that it takes a real guy to step up and do cheerleading without being afraid of what other people would think, and it's a lot of talent and coordination and time.
Kylie, what do you think about male cheerleaders?
I appreciate all you all do for us, and I think you all work hard at what you do, and I think you can even say you liked it a lot more than you thought you would.
Yeah, you're so right. Thank you.
All right, I'm here with
Bubba.
Bubba Bo. And Bubba, are you a cheerleader?
No.
Okay. What's your opinion on male cheerleaders?
I know a few of them and they're pretty cool, but I don't know.
You think cheerleading's a sport, Bubba Bo?
I mean, if they live, I mean, they've got to push other people up in the air, and that takes a lot of strength. So, yeah, I guess.
Well, thank you very much, Bubba.
All right, guys, I'm here with the Goon Squad at lunch. And do you guys think cheerleading is a sport?
No.
My answer varies day to day.
Sometimes. All right, and three of you guys play basketball, right?
Yes.
Yes.
No. All right, and do you guys like the cheerleaders cheering y'all's basketball games?
Yes.
It's all right.
I like the guys. All right, and what are your guys' opinions on male cheerleaders?
They're hunks. Studs.
I think Elkins is hot.
The way that Pierce, Kelly, and Sam Lowe throw the smaller girls into the air it's something special.
Right, there you have it from the Goon Squad.
Yo, what's up? I'm here with
Laura Ace.
Laura Ace. Are you a cheerleader or have ever been?
Yeah, I have been a cheerleader. I was in middle school.
For who?
For Ace. Is that what it's called? I forgot.
Is that where you got your name from?
I think so.
That's weird. But how long did you cheer there?
Like 2 years.
2 years. Okay. And in that experience, do you think cheerleading is a sport?
Definitely. It
Why?
should not be a club. It should be a sport because it's very athletic. It takes a lot of physical endurance. So yeah.
Okay. With that being said, what is your opinion on male cheerleaders?
I think that I think it's good. It's good.
How good?
It's awesome. It's so awesome. I love it.
All right, thank you, Laura.
I'm here with
Chris Brown.
Chris Brown. Are you a cheerleader?
No.
How long have you been cheering for?
I haven't been cheering.
What's your opinion on male cheerleaders like Pierce and Alex?
What do we each do? You know, I don't.
Yeah. Are they? Yeah. Okay. Do you think cheerleading's a sport?
No, kinda. I guess.
Why do you kinda not think so?
Because I told a girl that cheerleading wasn't a sport. She cussed me out.
Thank you, Chris Brown.
I'm here with
Sam Lowe.
And Sam, are you a cheerleader?
Yes, I am.
How long have you been cheering for?
2 years now.
And what's your opinion on male cheerleaders?
I think it's becoming more accepted. It's not really super popular among guys, but you're starting to see more and more guys doing it. So.
And do you think cheerleading is a sport?
Competitive cheerleading, yes. Sideline cheering, no.
All right, there you have it.
I'm here with
Taylor Collins.
And
Tori Collins.
Taylor, are you a cheerleader?
I am not.
Have you ever cheered?
No.
Tori, are you a cheerleader?
No.
Have you ever cheered?
Nope.
Oh, it's like y'all are twins or something. Anyways, do you, Taylor, think cheerleading is a sport?
I do not.
Why?
Because I don't know what to say.
Okay, dumb twin. Anyways, Tori, do you think cheerleading is a sport?
No, because it's judged and it's basically just based on opinions.
Ooh, okay, good answer. Anyways, Taylor, back to you. What do you think about male cheerleaders? What's your opinion? Okay, Tori, what's your opinion on male cheerleaders?
Kind of freaked me out.
Why?
Because you're male.
Me?
Yes.
What about Alex Elkins, Sam Lowe, and like Ethan Carlisle, huh? And Deshaun. Okay, thank you.
So, Robert, do you think cheerleading's a sport?
No, I don't.
Why is that?
Because I think that it's really hard to do and it takes a lot of athletic ability. And I tried it, so I know that it's really hard. But that I think that in cheerleading, a cheerleading team can hit what they think is a perfect routine. And then one judge may not like it, so they might not win, even though everyone else thought they won. But in football or basketball or boxing, which is even a judged sport, one person can score a touchdown or make a basket, or the boxer can knock the opponent out. So that's what I think it is.
That is our best input we've ever had. Thank you, Robert.
So as you can see, most people at Boyd East think that cheerleading is a sport, but some are still not convinced. For all you haters out there, here's a little something to change your mind.
Now on to the college buzzer beater round.
For this segment, we're going to be talking about if we believe that Jameis Winston has been shaving off points in previous games this season.
If he has, I think Winston should be punished for his alleged point shaving because you get a scholarship for playing football and your college is paid for. So if you play anything less than your best, then you should have consequences.
There's no telling. Right now, it's still an ongoing investigation with the FBI if he had shaven points in the Louisville game. But from the way he played in the first half, I wouldn't be surprised if he did. He did not play to his full potential, and Louisville should have never been up by 21 at halftime. So could he have? I do think so. And will we ever find out? Probably not. But he should be punished for it, even though it won't happen.
It's a really sensitive subject. The allegation started in an article which took off from there. The thing is, when you go into the detail, shaving points by a player himself is very hard to do. It takes a really intelligent person, and let's face it, Jameis Winston's one of the dumbest people to ever come through college football. Therefore, I don't think he has the intelligence to even know how to shave points. I think a little bit of luck and talent brought him back at the game against Louisville. So no, I don't think he went through with it.
I do think that Jameis Winston could shave points because he is arguably the best quarterback right now in the NCAA. And all the games that he's been behind, he was behind 25 at the half against NC State and 21 against Louisville and brought the team back. I do very well believe that he could have shaved points.
It's a good argument that he's been shaving points. I mean, if you look at his past games, you know, North Carolina State, teams like that have been up a lot of points in the half, and then he comes back and just wins it. So is he really just that bad in the first half? I don't think so, because, you know, he's a Heisman Trophy winner. And even though, as Becn said, he's pretty dumb, but we all got to admit he is a pretty good quarterback. And at the same time, you know, we all know that Jameis Winston isn't the best person. You know, he's been getting in a lot of trouble for all kinds of things. You know, standing up in the cafeteria on campus and yelling obscene things at the top of his lungs, and then there's the part where he, you know, steals crab legs. I don't know what's up with that, but you know, he just keeps these minor consequences for all these things. So maybe he thinks he can get away with point shaving. So it's a good argument. I'm not sure if I believe it or not, but it's definitely possible.
Back when the Fab Five was around, they never did win a national championship in college basketball, and it was alleged to be a hoax for money. So in all honesty, it could happen, and it very well might have happened because Jameis Winston, as we all know, isn't a very great person. He has a thief. He has a very profane mouth, and I very well could see him shaving points for money.
I mean, back in the NBA several years ago, Steve Donahue was actually put in jail for his point shaving. It takes a close group in order to shave points. Jameis Winston himself, by shaving points, there's going to be a group of people which surrounds Jameis Winston, and I think there's more in detail than we actually know about on the surface.
And now on the Malachi with the Coach's Corner.
Questo è l'angolo del coach di oggi.
That's their coach wrong.
This
is the
Coach's
Corner.
This is Isaac Bird doing a follow-up interview with Coach Fulgham. So, Coach, we'd like to ask you a few questions. First, we'd like to ask about your competition you guys had this past weekend. What was that about?
The competition this weekend, it was a qualifier. Every year we compete nationally. And it's a big honor to get to go, and the goal and the purpose of the past competition was to qualify to go to that nationals, and both teams achieved that. The co-ed team, they placed first in their division. The all-girl team placed sixth in their division, and they had a lot of steep competition. Most of the teams that the all-girl team competes against in our region, they're all national competitors. They're all the top in the country. So to be sixth is definitely still an honor, and we're going to work towards bump that up to first.
All right, and you mentioned some goals last time. One of them was team bonding. How has that come into fruition from our last interview?
It's going really well. I've especially seen a lot of really good team bonding from both teams, much more so than last year, actually, and it makes me really happy to see that because I think at the end of the day, it makes the kids happier. I think they're happier in practice. It helps them work together a lot more, and that's what ultimately they're going to remember when they graduate from high school is the friendships and the camaraderie they made with their teammates and how they achieved through that.
And coming to the end of the football season, how do you plan to prepare for the upcoming basketball season?
Well, luckily, most of what we prepare before the football season carries over into the basketball season from a ball game perspective, what we do. Right now, we're really gearing up, so our focus really is on competition. All our practices are focused on competition. We've got extra practices. We're practicing about 4 to 5 days a week right now, and that's really our main focus right now.
Do you have any new goals that you'd like to accomplish going into the rest of the season?
Yeah, first place every competition. That's our goal, always. From a competitive standpoint, we aim to win. Our kids, they're highly competitive. They're very athletic, and that's what they want. Our goals right now, we're working on, we have the skills, we've got the talent, we've got the ability, but we're working on perfecting our craft, perfecting what we do, and making it truly perfect. That's what we're doing.
All right, Coach, we hope to see you at Nationals again.
Thank you, sir.
This was Isaac Bird with the Coach's Corner. Back to you guys.
Up next is your Supercharger buzzer beater round.
The Bullies football season has come to an end. Were the predictions of how it ended accurate, or should we have gone farther? And what does the future of Bullies football look like?
I think that we'll be a pretty good team in the future. We have a lot of good upcoming classes, especially this year's freshman class. As they mature, they will be a very great team, and they're going to have one heck of a line. But about this season, we suffered a lot of injuries very early in the season and very late that did somehow contribute to how the season went. I do think we should have went farther. But I mean, you can't really do anything without everybody being healthy, and you know it's sad, but that's just how it is.
Now, I agree for the most part. However, the offensive line was a key issue this year. Going into the season, we were extremely positive after last year's 11-1 season. The biggest fear, of course, was the loss of most of the offensive line. Injuries played a key role throughout the year, and if we're going to continue to run a Veer offense, the most important part of the offense is the offensive line. So two things need to go right next year in order to have a successful season. It's going to have to be an increase in size and the adaptation to becoming healthy.
So in the beginning of the season, you know, we were pretty worried about the offensive line as a whole. We knew that we would have to work really hard, and we were striving to get them as best as we possibly could. And, a couple weeks into the summer drills, we started, offensive linemen that were supposed to be starting started dropping. And, with season-ending injuries, and that's always tough. Defense, we knew that we were really strong. We knew defense was going to hold up really good this season, and everything else besides the offensive line, we knew that we were good. We really were hoping to go to state this year, and we really did have the talent, but, injuries do really have some significance in that part. But for me personally, if we didn't make it to state, I would have been okay with that because, that's really hard. I really just wanted to get another chance at Bullitt Central and in the regional finals. I really wanted to win regional finals this year. I also want to give a special shout out to all the senior football players. Been on your team, been a part of y'all all the way back to like 4th grade. I've been playing football with y'all, and I'm just super honored and proud to be your teammate for 4 years here at Bullitt East.
Bullitt East Cheer traveled to Lexington for their first cheer competition of the year. For the seniors, this will be their last first competition. Co-ed got a victory out of 1 and 3 teams for first place, and the small all-girl team got 6 out of 17 teams. How did they look getting ready? Just keep on going. How do they look preparing to go to nationals, and how are the boys doing?
I didn't personally get to watch the competition, but from what I've heard, the co-ed team seems to be doing very good, and I think they will be good all the way up until nationals and through state. And I think they're going to have a very successful season, especially with all the group of guys. We have a very strong group this year on mat, so I think we can win another national championship.
This is one of the largest senior groups we have to ever come through Bullitt East. Obviously, the experience is there, and obviously from 2 years ago when our ladies and gentlemen won nationals, we obviously have the talent as well. So you can't even ask that question, how are they looking, because they're obviously looking great. We all have faith in them to pull it off, and the guys I've heard are extremely good this year, and obviously they have the talent to get them to the same spot they were in 2 years ago.
I think I agree with everybody here. I think cheerleading team looks very strong this season. I'm cheering them on all the way to nationals. I think they have all the talent in the world to win it this year. Probably even better than when they won national champions 2 years back. Not only do I want them to win nationals, but I also want them to win state. And guys, they're working hard. A lot of them are playing football. So they're 2-time in sports, they're real busy, and so, they're busting it out there, trying to get it done.
With winter sports starting up, questions about our basketball's preseason have come into play. How are we going to look for this upcoming season? And the question on everybody's mind, how smooth is the road to Rupp?
I think we'll look very good coming into this season. We have a very small group of seniors with only 2, Becn and Austin Wheeler, but we have a very strong group of juniors who have been playing for a while and I think can take on the leadership and responsibility of taking our team very far.
It's going to be a fun year without a doubt. I can't wait to get back to Valley. I can't wait to take on PRP and Doss, the 2 biggest competitors in our region. If we get through those 2 games, be playing in Rupp, taking home a state title.
Hope the basketball team, can beat PRP this year, lead us all the way to Rupp, and hope we win state this year. I'm going to be rooting them on all the way.
And now on to Elkins and Teeny for the sports calendar.
Good afternoon, this is Teeny and Alex with your sports calendar. This week in the NFL we have Seattle at Kansas City, Cincinnati at New Orleans, San Francisco at New York Giants, Philadelphia at Green Bay, and that is all on Sunday, November 16th.
And for college football this week, we have Mississippi State at Alabama, Kentucky at Tennessee, Auburn at Georgia, and Florida State at Miami.
This has been Teeny and Alex with this week's sports calendar.
And now on to our play-by-play.
off to Willis. Behind the head slam with 1 second to play. Goes over chest bumps Towns as the buzz.
I'm Nick.
I'm Lauren.
I'm Ethan.
And I'm Tyler. And this was
your Red Zone Sports Report.